Welcome to my studio. This is a brief pan across the studio, and again it is in the media room, or the former media room, in the basement of our house. And so when you walk in, we're going to start with walking in to the left, or to the right rather. And so we've got some pictures on the wall. Here is the Calyx unit from IKEA. It is the 4x4. So on top here, while vacationing on Sanibel and Captiva, where I grew up, right outside in Fort Myers, I bought this upcycled fish because I thought he's just adorable. And I've got some washi tape in the glass bottles, and that's my one cat in the background who is getting into trouble. I have Frida Kahlo book at the dolly, and then another book from this author who does great illustrated or online crop art type things that I got at Auburn University when we took my daughter for her college tour. Owls, I love owls. And so I've got the Bob Ross with Hoot, the little Corvette that my husband made me, and then another jar that's got some buttons in them. And then I have just the camera here. This was my first mixed media or altered book that I did, and I did it with Secrets of the Old, or The Secret in the Old Addict, Nancy Drew, which I love. And then decorative box and album. Then I have a frame that I put my daughter in. And then this is what I'm working on, Alice in Wonderland, in that box. And then I've got more buttons. These in the back actually are from my uncle who died a number of years ago, and I just can't bring myself to use them, but I like displaying them. Then I have here, these are books that I'm altering, and they're in different phases right now. I haven't started using some of them, and then some that I have bound. And then I am doing 100 Faces with Donna Downey, and so I've got a sketchbook that I'm doing with it, and then a journal that I'm doing with it. Then these two bins here are my Jane Davenports, and I've got different materials from Jane in here that I need to organize. But they're actually organized in my mind, but not on the shelf. Down here are the journals that I work at. So for instance, here I've got so my Donna Downey classes, I take notes in that one. And in this one, where is it? Book of Jane, that's my Jane Davenport. And then Effie Wild, that is my Rumi book. And then I've got Effie Wild, Book of Days. And so I try to keep stuff there. These are altar books that I've actually either completed or are near completion. Down on the bottom, I have my junk basket. I have a basket of miscellaneous handmade stencils. And then in here I've got paper, 12 by 12, and then in this one is Project Life, which is full. And then working my way over, I've got a desk that I upcycled. This is old desk from 20 plus years ago. Wow. That my mom actually spray painted turquoise before the painted furniture phase started. And I've got some projects on here that I'm doing. This is from Book of Days. This is button art that I'm doing, where I've taken an old painting that I'm doing buttons with. And then these are my Book of Days books laid out. My remote controls and my elephant. Love that. Then my IKEA cart and my Michaels cart. And they have paint, so top is acrylics, and I try to keep them set in a rainbow so that I know different shades that I'm getting to. Here are my mixed media art supplies, and then miscellaneous acrylic paint liquids that I use. On the second bin trolley, I've got, these are my really awesome intense, the watercolors that I travel with and paint when I go out. So they're in there already. And I've got some more Jane Davenport here that I use. Then I've got my spray inks on this tray, and then more liquid acrylics on the bottom. This here is a piece, it is actually from, oh man, Tombow. I bought it when a scrapbook store was going out of business about 15 years ago, and so I painted it, and I have all of my markers in it divided out. And then I've got inks, new inks, and these inks were for strictly my mixed media art inks. I have other inks that are in the scrapbook room that I use for scrapbooking, and then these are more washi tapes, and I would like to say that that would be all of my collection of washi tapes, but apparently I have a problem. Then I have across the top these planters. These are so cute. They're little animals, and they came from the store in that, and so keep pens in them. George Michael, gotta have faith. I have a video that I'll be talking about the fans in that one. And then I have stamps in here that I'm starting to use, and then envelopes, and then stickers for my journals. I tried to label all of my drawers so that I know what are in them. And so this one going to be my inks. So these are Rapidograph, and this is actually from my college days, and so this is going back a long time. Still work. Calligraphy inks, and then in this one will be pencils, so drawing supplies and tape. This one is going to be distress inks and other inks in the stamp cubes, and then these are the napkins in these two drawers that I use for journaling. Cutting table, and then my larger IKEA desk. So those are two IKEA desks, and the IKEA pegboards, which are slightly off, but I'm actually going to put trim around them to frame them so they look like pictures. And so in this top drawer, I have gelatos and cookie cutters and scrapers. This one I have my jelly pads, or some of them, jelly plates. H2O, these are my watercolors. I love watercolors, that's probably my favorite media. Then I have my crayons, and so the Neo colors, the pastels, and then other pastels, and then a variety of sponges. Then in the bottom drawer, miscellaneous art supplies, in case I need to use this, or my daughter needs to use this for any of her projects. My two Homer boxes, which one's actually my daughter's, one's mine, and that is my traveling art container. Then I have my sewing station, and that is my homemade jelly plate that I made and we'll have a video on. This is the round jelly plate, and I'm going to compare the two. And then this one actually is a new jelly plate. So I have a little bit of a jelly plate habit also. This is glue guns and the Dino and the P-Touch. This is glitter and flakes, Finnabar. This light bulbs, wax, little things to wax, and photo paper. bookbinding. I like to bookbind also, so that's my bookbinding, and then my yarn for pom-poms, and then this is sewing and all my sewing supplies. My corner with canvases and my other 2 boxes that I need to finish getting limited stamps that I use. These are the ones that I use the most often in my mixed media. And then just some fun stuff on the top because my daughter's name is Annalise, not spelled like Princess Annalise, but still pretty cool. And over here I have books, my gorgeous owl clock, still running. I found that at an antique store and it was on clearance, and it is heavy, but it is gorgeous. My stencil rack. I have a video on how I did the stencils. Then underneath there are different books and old books, some albums and some storage, and then my paper holders. Again, these are IKEA as well. The bookcase on top is actually a bookcase from Staples that I purchased a while ago and I'm using. Overflow stencils that can't hold tags or fit. Another journal I'm working on. This is where I keep my media, the cords for the cameras. This is pictures. This is embellishments for mixed media. More art books. And then these are books that I actually cut up and will take pages out of. And then a basket full of old rags that I use. And then in these drawers, I also realized while I was organizing the studio, I have a paper problem as well. And so I told my husband I can't buy any more paper for 3 years because I have enough. So in these top 2 and 2 are paper. And then I have papers that I've jelly pressed or done stamping on, and then scraps. And then more scraps. And then jelly plate on the jelly or the deli sheets. Pencil sharpener, heat gun, and an old hair dryer, which is kind of funny because when you look at it, it's kind of melted. Tripod and camera storage. Luna. The board that I created that holds things. And then this is another IKEA purchase. This is actually the toy holder. It holds toys, but I use it actually to hold scraps. Finally, in the middle, I purchased this actually off of Facebook Marketplace. This is an IKEA kitchen island that I painted. And so this is where I film, and I have my lights and my boards with my container of rollers, some sponges, which is actually a favorite of Luna, and then tools that I need. And in this cabinet is actually more storage. So I've got baby wipes, tissue, I've got printing in the back, Speedo, things for jelly, and then in the bottom is just paper towels and cups. This side actually has in the back spray bottles, tape, hanging supplies, batteries, and then in the bottom I've got the templates from We Are Memory Keepers, the different templates that I make, and then more acrylic paints and the ones that are least used. And then if we swing around the front, I have, this is an old chair I bought at a thrift store, antique store, consignment store for like really inexpensively, but you can see it is well loved with paint. And my other elephant, and this is where I sit and watch TV when I'm waiting for things to dry.